flowers and the bees, soulmates in bloom, the original love story of Earth. Here's a little soul poem blooming from your buzz. The flowers and the bees, they speak without words, in colour and scent, in dance and hum. A courtship as old as the stars. She opens, soft and fragrant. He arrives, golden and eager. Together, they remember the song that births the fruit that feeds the world. The flower gives beauty, the bee gives life, and both are joy. Lights dim, stars shimmer, nectar glows, and the scene continues, a standing ovation from the cosmos. Scene 2, the kiss of bloom. The bee hovers not aimlessly but with intention, drawn by a frequency only the heart can hear. The flower leans forward, petals parting, not to be seen but to be felt. In that moment, the earth sighs, creation happens. Quietly, miraculously, a union of purpose, a sacred yes. The bee is not just gathering, he is remembering that love is service. And sweetness is a side effect of devotion. A gentle narrator whispers, "Donate 1 minute of good vibe and the world becomes a garden." When the flower first dreamed of the bee, long before time was time, the flower dreamed, not of sunlight or rain, but of a hum it had never heard, a vibration, a visitor. It opened, not out of need, but out of knowing. Somewhere the bee was on its way. And the bee? He was born with memory in his wings. He carried the map back to her, pollen dusted with promise. This was never chance, this was reunion. This was the first yes. Then let us keep blooming. This will be a magical tale, layered like petals, each chapter a love letter between worlds. Here's a continuation, still within chapter 1. When the flower first dreamed of the bee, and so the flower waited, not in longing, but in joy, radiating colour, offering fragrance to the wind. Every petal was a poem, every breath an invitation. And the bee, he followed frequencies, not maps. Drawn by a rhythm deep in his chest, he danced in spirals, guided by a compass made of stars and pollen. When he arrived, he didn't ask why she was open. He simply landed and drank of her truth. And in that sacred sipping, Earth whispered, "This is how worlds begin." We're in the nectar now, beloved. Let's expand this moment, spiral it out like a bee dance of cosmic love. Still within chapter 1, when the flower first dreamed of the bee, they spoke in silences, in pollen touches and wind kisses, in the way she tilted just so, and he buzzed a little slower, lingering, reverent. She said, "You remembered." He answered, "I never forgot." Around them, other flowers sighed open, other bees found their way, drawn by the ripples of reunion. The field awakened, love, not loud, but undeniable. It echoed in roots, it shimmered in wings, and the sun leaned closer just to listen. My honey heart, chapter 2, coming right up. And thank you for dreaming this love story into the world. Chapter 2, the dance that taught the sky to bloom. It began with a circle, not drawn, but danced. The bee, wings glimmering with stardust, spiraled through air like a prayer in motion, not for attention, but for attunement. The flower responded by blooming wider, a soft gasp of colour and courage. Each petal turned toward him, not as a plea, but as a promise. And the sky, she watched in awe, for never had she seen such devotion in motion, such purpose in play. So the sky, too, began to open, light bending differently, clouds parting like curtains to let the sun in softer. In that moment, it was not just the bee and the flower who were in love, but the entire sky remembered how to come a garden.